Hey guys, this is Deb Joy Sneak from Delight of My Art, and today we're doing a fun accordion fun fold card. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me know if you are watching live or later in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so and follow me on my Facebook page if you haven't already. I do also have tutorials on my email, so you can join that in the links here and join mystery stamping every week in my group on Facebook called Stamp with Delight, and the link to join that is in the comments as well. So let's go ahead and get started on this really neat card to smash your stash of paper. If you have lots of beautiful paper that you're just hoarding because you love both sides or it's just so beautiful you don't want to use it, I have a perfect way to use your beautiful paper and really do it justice. So this is our new Favored Flowers DSP, which is free with a $50 purchase right now during Sale-a-bration, but you could use any paper that you have. But look at this fold here. You have a beautiful way to showcase both sides of the paper because it's just folded in a fun accordion style. So let me go ahead and show you how to make this fold on the desktop here. Just a moment. All right, so let me just tuck this up here again. All right, so we have a beautiful card here, and I have all of the pieces cut, and I will let you know all of the dimensions and everything. So we'll go ahead and do this in one of the other patterns that we have in this same paper pack. So the first thing that you'll need is a piece of DSP. This is 11.5 by 5.25. So you're only slicing off a 1/2 inch on the 12-inch side, and it's 5.25 tall. We also will have a card base, so this will go behind that piece. This is the size of a regular card base at 5.5 by 4.25. And then I'm also using this scalloped contours in the same color as my card base here. This is the medium size of the scalloped contour. And then this little piece of white fits perfectly in here at 3 inches tall by 4.25. Is that right? 4.25. Let's see. I'm going to get my ruler out because that doesn't sound quite right. This is just under 2 by 3.25. Sorry about that. So the other piece I needed was for the inside. I apologize. So this piece right here is 3 inches by 4.25, and I didn't cut that one. So I need to go cut another piece of white. But we also have an envelope here. We want to decorate our envelopes, and we also want to decorate our inside piece. So I'm going to grab a piece of white here real quick. We're going to cut that one white piece that I'm missing here. So we want 4.25 by 3. There, now we're ready. We also need to keep this trimmer out because we're going to do some scoring on this DSP. So we'll just keep this right here. And this piece of DSP, depending on which way you want your paper, you're just going to score it at, let's see, we have one side here on the background, and then the parts that have all of the skinnier folds will be towards the front. And so we have 4 inches will be this backside piece. So I want this to be on the background, and I want the front to kind of fold over. I love this paper because the back goes so well with the front. So I want this side over here to be the 4-inch piece. So I'll go ahead and turn it this way. So I'm going to go 4 inches. So this is kind of upside down. If you were doing this and this was directional, this would be your top. 4 inches, score, and be gentle because you're using patterned paper. And then we're going to take the arm out there and go again at 6 3/4. And then 9.5. So again, that was 4 inches, 6 3/4, and 9 1/2. And that's it. So we'll go ahead and turn that back around like this. And then we'll do our folding. So again, this will be our back side on the right here. And so we'll fold forwards. And then we'll fold backwards again. And then forwards here. And I wonder if I didn't cut off my little 1/2 inch here. I don't think I did. This might be 12 inches. I was trying to prepare before I left for my vacation, and I don't know if I did that. This is still 12 inches, so I still need to cut off my 1/2 inch so that this whole piece is 11 1/2. So I apologize. Let's just pretend that we started with 11 1/2. So we did 4 inches, 6 3/4, and 9 1/2. So we have a fold forwards, a fold backwards, and a fold forwards. So we kind of have this cool little accordion M style here. And we also have this piece right here for another decoration. So save that aside for another time. I'll go ahead and burnish this fold. I like to burnish my folds separately so that they don't crease other layers in my card. All right, so there we have it. This is not directional, so I didn't have to worry about which way that is going. In this same paper pack, we also have sheets that have separated flowers. So I've already done some fussy cutting on here, a big piece, and then 2 smaller pieces. And I wanted to point you towards the ones that are near the edges. You don't need to discard those because you can put those right up against the edge of an envelope or the edge of your inside piece. So those are pretty handy still to keep. All right, so we're going to take some glue, and we're actually going to just glue this front littler flap closed. You don't have to do that. You can leave it open, but I feel like it just gives it a little bit more structure on the front there, like that. And we can glue this whole thing down to the card base also. So just this back panel, the one that's 4 inches, is the only one that's going to be centered on this card base. And you'll notice our card base is not a whole half sheet, it's just a 1/4 of a sheet. So we're using a lot of patterned paper, but not a lot of cardstock. I like this liquid glue because it gives me a little wiggle time to get that all lined up straight. And there we have our opening already. Isn't that fun? And then we have our panel here, which will go off of the side here. And before we glue this on, we'll do a little bit of stamping and decorating. So I've got my tiny little panel here. Again, this one was it was just a mark under 2 inches. So just 1/16 of an inch less than 2 inches wide so that it fits perfectly within the stitched border of this die. You can see that it fits perfectly. If you use even 1/4s or 1/8, it doesn't quite fit perfectly. So just a hair smaller than 2 inches by 3 1/4 perfectly. So I'm just going to do some quick stamping here using some stamps from Sentimental Park. You probably have some nice word sets, but I really like this one. It goes along with the Petal Park bundle also, but I love these sayings here. So I'm going to do Thinking of You, which could be a sympathy card. It could be a birthday. It could be pretty much anything that you wanted. So I'm leaving the inside blank so that I can fill that out as needed later. But I feel like this paper is perfect for so many different occasions. And really this card is too. Because you could make this a wedding card, sympathy, birthday. So we're going to do Thinking of here. at the bottom of this little panel. That's in Petal Pink. You probably can't even see it. I can see it. It's pretty light though. Just gonna put you. And that's really all the stamping we need on this entire card. So you can see that it is there. I didn't pretend to stamp. All right, so we'll just glue this piece on. And then I'm going to take this piece. This is from that DSP. And again, this actually coordinates, this paper coordinates with a bundle that's in the catalog. And there are dies to cut out this piece. However, I never bought the bundle. My wish list is too long. So I just fussy cut this out of the paper. And I felt like this saying here really worked well because the flowers with the leaf, the one leaf down this way and the two leaves up this way, really kind of tucked right around those words thinking of. So I thought that worked out really well. So I'm just going to use some dimensionals here and making sure I'm not going to go off the edge here. So actually I'm going to just put a few on here, knowing that I will cover these parts up. There, that ought to do it. I usually put it on the back of what I'm putting down, but I don't want it to hang off the edge where I don't want it. So we'll just go ahead and put it. I think it laid down too soon. The nice thing about dimensionals is if you don't push down real hard, you can kind of coax it back up and re-put it on there, which is nice because sometimes you're not quite sure exactly where you want it. Okay, I want it right there. And then this can go on here. I'm going to put it flat. You could put this on dimensionals too, I suppose, but I don't want it to go on. You see this hangs off the edge here a little bit. And I do need to scoot this over a little bit so that my leaf doesn't fall too far off of the card because we don't want it to crunch in the envelope. So I'm going to view where the back is here. So we don't want to go, oops, I'm off camera. I don't want to go too far over. So I'm just going to turn this over. I will add some glue here. That seems like a safe zone. And we want to center that top to bottom. There. So there's that part. That's coming along pretty quick, huh? And then here's our inside piece. And this will kind of show through to the front just slightly, which is kind of fun. So you want to make sure that's centered also. And then we're going to put this piece that has the little flat edge. We're just going to put that maybe down here like this. I think that looks good. And then we can add whatever sentiment we want when we are ready to send the card. Okay, we've got our front here all done, and we just have to decorate our envelope now. Can't have a naked envelope, right? So I'll just go ahead and put this other piece that I fussy cut right on here. This paper does all the work for you, which I love. So I'd love to see your examples of this fun fold using up some of your DSP. If you'd be willing to share, I'd love to feature you on my Facebook page, Delight of My Art. And thank you so much for watching. If you would like to get more inspiration, I send out free tutorials every Tuesday on my email. So I'd love to send you those too. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to order some of the supplies you've seen today or get this paper for free, you can with a $50 order through the end of February. And that is at orderwithdeb.com. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.